Helene is making landfall as we speak. I expect to see a special notification at any moment.
Around 11:10 p.m., the strongest hurricane ever to hit the Big Bend in recorded history, coming 13 months after what was then the strongest hurricane ever to hit the Big Bend in Idalia. So a heartbreaking gut punch, one after the other.
Yes. This is a photo of Lori Lilliott as she saw her Deacle Beach home for the very first time since the storm today. This is the reality for many people in our area, especially those along the Taylor County coast.
Anywhere you go in Taylor County, you could feel that the energy is different now as compared to 24 hours ago, but you see a lot of scenes like the one behind me here. I want to take you in and give you a closer look at this. This looks like probably a piece of a roof or maybe a shed, just all crumpled up right beside this county building. This, along with many other scenes you see here in downtown Perry.
I mean, there's trees down everywhere. We saw a tower, a cell phone, TV tower down, a lot of businesses with windows blown out. We'll get to that video in a minute, but I want to show you this first. This is a warehouse behind me. This is from the roof. It just toothpicks shattered everywhere, all over the ground. The sheet metal strewn about.
When I was here yesterday, we started to see those roads already starting to flood before the storm came through. When I came back this morning, there were several flooded roads. Now, also, when I got here this morning, I saw the National Guard doing some damage assessments.
You know, within the last hour or so, the county's sort of slowly coming back to life. We've heard generators. We've seen folks out on the street.
I heard the huge crack, and then we just watched it just come down and destroy the house.
We will build this back. We just need to be thankful for it today.
Well, it's certainly been a devastating year for Taylor County. Communities still rebuilding after Hurricanes Idalia and Debbie dealt a destructive blow from Hurricane Helene.
But disaster relief and national attention shifting soon after Helene made landfall to help communities in the Carolinas, and then weeks later to Florida's west coast as Milton stormed ashore. So much help needed in so many places right now. We wanted to make sure that communities here in the Big Bend aren't forgotten.
So WCTV is now partnering with Lowe's for our Pack the Pods event to send much needed supplies to Taylor County. Things like propane, yard tools, tents, as well as building supplies.
You may have heard, everyone, that we are packing the pods, trying to send supplies to Taylor County for those still reeling with the hurricanes. And we have Julie Montanero and Jacob Murphy. They are at Capitol Circle Northeast as people drop off supplies. How's it going out there, guys?
Oh my goodness, Lenitra, it has been an incredible morning. I can't even tell you, before this even officially started at 8, we had people here to drop off supplies. And look at this. We have fans, we have tools, we have grills, we have cleaning supplies.
Jacob, would you guess how hot it was today? New record high in Tallahassee. You're kidding. 91 degrees on this October afternoon.
Y'all have shown up and shown out.
We are down here with some wonderful volunteers at the Keaton Beach Boat Ramp, and we're going to open this pod right now.
We're going to do it live on TV. So thank you to everyone who donated, and we're so thrilled that the supplies have arrived. We're going to be unloading them all afternoon, and let's take our first look. Oh boy.
That goes all the way back.
We're so thankful that nothing just fell out, but this is our job today. All of the wonderful donations and supplies that folks in Tallahassee donated 1 week ago will be unloading today, and all of these supplies are free to hurricane victims who need them as they try to regroup and rebuild.
The president getting an aerial tour of damage earlier in the day, climbing aboard a helicopter and touching down in Taylor County, where of course Helene made landfall.
Our Capitol Bureau reporter Cody Butler, the only local news crew traveling with the president there in Taylor County. Cody?
Yeah, Julie and Jacob, the president and House Speaker Mike Johnson both got aerial tours.
There's not a damn thing we can't get done, nothing beyond our capacity.
The Big Bend battered by fierce winds, drenching rain, and radar-confirmed tornadoes.
Many in the capital city woke up to a terribly powerful storm, and in its aftermath, many of you sharing dramatic videos, images, and incredible stories. We've been working all day to cover the impact of the storm and understand the scope of the damage.
One woman killed during the storm, and right now responders and families are working to pick up the pieces at spots that resemble like what you see here at the Mystic Woods condos here in West Tallahassee near West Pensacola Street. In fact, take a look at me over the right shoulder. Our photojournalist Sam Thomas is giving you a look. This is an extent of the damage you see all around this complex.
I'm devastated, put it like that. It's just amazing what nature can do.
We begin with breaking news. A Tallahassee police officer injured, dozens more swarming a stretch of North Monroe Street. Officers are still on the scene right now.
Our newsroom flooded with calls from viewers saying dozens of police cruisers could be seen speeding down North Monroe. We are expecting a police briefing coming up at about 6 o'clock tonight.
Now, we do have several crews on this story trying to learn more about what happened. Savannah Kelly is on North Monroe Street where the crime tape is up and officers are still working.
They've been putting down crime scene markers, and at one point we saw police pick up what looked like a handgun from the ground.
Been waiting for an update from Tallahassee Police Headquarters. Chief Lawrence Revel at the mic right now to let us know more about an officer injured outside a motel on North Monroe Street this afternoon. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Responded to this location and dealt with an individual who was eventually trespassed and told to leave the location and not return or he would be arrested.
TPD Chief Lawrence Revel visibly upset at an act of violence committed against one of his officers this afternoon along North Monroe Street. We've just learned that officer injured by his own weapon after a violent struggle with a suspect. Chief Revel did not mention it, but we do have the name of that suspect released by TPD. That's 36-year-old Willis Adams.
It's Election Day 2024. Eyewitness News starts now.
Too close to call. America watches and waits as the race for the White House is razor thin. Former President Trump seeing an edge right now in Georgia.
And in Florida, both high-profile amendments have failed. No recreational marijuana, no expansion of abortion rights.
We have team coverage for you tonight across the Big Bend and all of Florida and Georgia.
Those 7 battleground states under a big magnifying glass. Well, we could see these are all the states that have been called so far for the blue for Vice President Harris and the red for former President Donald Trump.
The chair of the Florida Democratic Party, Nikki Fried, calling it a heartbreaking loss after Amendment 4 was defeated tonight.
We want to talk to you just a little bit about, first of all, how you're feeling now. You've been in the seat for 4 years now.
Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Florida State and the world of college baseball mourning the loss of Mike Martin and celebrating his record-breaking career.
The Knowles baseball coach of 40 years passing away today after a years-long battle with dementia. Sports Director Ryan Kelly joining us now with a look back at 11's life. Ryan.
None of the success, none of the awards, none of the victories ever changed the man that Mike Martin was.
Mike Martin is now the winningest head coach in the history of the college game. And after a finish and setting a record that's anything but typical, 11 was his typical self. Humble.
And I'm glad that this is over.
It's a shocking decision. FAMU President Larry Robinson will soon step down from the post he's held for nearly 7 years.
Dr. Robinson saying in his letter to FAMU's Board of Trustees today, quote, "My decision is made simply because I believe the timing is right for me, my family, and the FAMU community," end quote.
We do have team coverage from campus tonight. Brianna Shaw spoke to trustees about what's going to come next for the presidency. But first, we want to go to Abrea Ruffin.
The thought of new leadership has raised a lot of questions from students on campus today.
This week, the WCTV Investigate series Tracking the Trigger has gone in-depth on gun violence, including the issue of stolen guns.
About a month ago, the Tallahassee Police Department announced it's now using the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NIBIN program. The new technology is already helping law enforcement get answers and get them quick.
Something has to be done to rattle us enough as a community to say, hey, this is important and we're not going to do this anymore.
It's my child now, but it can be your child tomorrow.
This is us, that's a thief. That's thievery. It's like breaking into my house, stealing something.
What if your check is snagged by criminals? WCTV Investigates is looking into the rise of what is called check washing. Tell us about just how serious this problem is in our area.
Well, Abby, just to put it in perspective, take a look at these numbers behind me here. You can see more than $1 billion in fraudulent checks and money orders.
Found out that the check had been stolen and actually washed. Inside here is our policy that was due by August 10th, and we wrote a check on 8/1 and paid in full. On the 15th, I received this letter. And this letter says that his policy is lapsed due to non-payment. This person or somebody had stolen the check and washed it and made it out to themselves, forged Heather's signature, left the amount the same, and the bank caught it.
Who's gonna help me to carry?
Carrying on, we're walking in their footsteps.
Juneteenth is much more than just a celebration. It is. It's deeper than that.
A celebration of freedom. Our country's second Independence Day.
This is Journey to Juneteenth.
They gave the emancipated slave the drum. My grandfather, those are the drums he taught me how to beat when I was 8 years old.
At 88 years old now, Hunter Hill Jr. is still beating. And his family, my family, is still marching to the beat as we circle the ribbon-laced pole in the tradition known as plaiting or wrapping the maypole.
WCTV follows along for Honor Flight Tallahassee, recognizing our local veterans for their service and sacrifice. It's our honor.
1 month ago today, dozens of local heroes boarded a charter flight to our nation's capital.
That's right, the group landed back in Tallahassee 14 hours later, and many of those veterans returned with a new perspective, appreciation, or closure.
Welcome to It's Our Honor, our tribute to Honor Flight Tallahassee 2024.
These Honor Flight veterans are here at the Challenger Center where the special is being broadcast live. It's a chance for them to relive that experience and see all of those memories and moments from their trip to D.C. The day started before sunrise at the Tallahassee airport. Veterans had breakfast and met up with their guardians who would accompany them throughout their trip. As they boarded the charter plane, dozens of well-wishers gathered to see them off.
It's respect. I mean, they give all for us.
At 104, Joseph Williams is the only World War II vet on this year's honor flight. The monument is a tribute to him and the 16 million others who served in that war.
It just makes you think about all the men and women that passed, defending our country.
It's been a great day, and having my granddaughter with me has made it just super.
There is nothing better than the first Saturday of the college football season. It's always a good time in Tallahassee in the United States, but I think it's even a little bit better when you're kicking off the college football season here from Dublin, Ireland. That's right. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Good Morning Show for the duel in Dublin.
So we were heartbroken after the way the season wrapped last year, and we just couldn't think of a place better to come and celebrate.
It just breaks my heart to know that there's dogs that need someone.
Tomorrow at 6, local animal shelters are struggling.
Shelters are full in Florida.
Sometimes having to pack 2 or 3 dogs a kennel.
Tough decisions have to get made every single day.
Just last week on July 10th, Judy Dubois was arrested again and charged with 12 new misdemeanors. That means she now faces more than 24 counts related to animal cruelty and holding animals without sufficient food and water. Tonight, we're hearing from one of Dubois' neighbors who says this has been a long battle. We'll also see how one of the dogs taken from her property is getting a second chance.
These dogs have been here for a very long time. Most of them have been here for years.
Randy Hawk is ready to go wheels up while most of us are still on our first cup of coffee, getting ready to greet the morning sky and break through the clouds. It's a view and a feeling that never gets old.
Kilo Echo is Animal Rescue RV9. We're going to Bainbridge.
Today,
hey,
I'm going too.
We're going to go pick up a couple of cute dogs. They need a ride.
Here at Wctv, we don't go with TGIF. We add an extra F, TGIFF. Thank goodness it's Furry Friday, our chance to spotlight some of the dogs awaiting adoption at the Tallahassee Animal Service Center.
Tonight we want you to meet Lucky. This handsome pup is working so hard on his big boy manners. He's smart, highly motivated to learn as long as there are treats involved.
And we are excited to share that 4 dogs recently featured here at Furry Friday have been adopted in the past week. Take a look.
For the past 11 years, WCTV taken a day to ring the bells for the Salvation Army of Tallahassee, collecting your donations to help in the new year.
Our Abby Walton joins us now with more on how you can help.
This is our 11th annual WCTV Red Kettle Takeover Day. Can you believe it? It is one of our most favorite days of the year.
This campaign is very important for our community, for the nation, actually. But the people should have the confidence that if they give to the Salvation Army, just think about it, $1. 88 cents of every dollar gets sent back right to this community because it stays local.
Yeah. If you can't get out there in the next half hour, you can donate virtually. Scan the code on your screen and you can contribute to that virtual Red Kettle.
Our 9th annual Kindness Day here at Warner Hyundai. We are out here until 6:30 p.m. Zach, we are rocking and rolling already this morning.
It is. The cars have been lining up. We've got a beautiful sunrise here at Warner Hyundai on Capitol Circle, and the cars are already filling up, Abby.
It's been amazing to see, so much so that we've not filled 1, but 2 ginormous baskets at this point. We've got a third one down there right now that's getting more food loaded into it as we speak.
This is a $15,000 contribution to Second Harvest to support that school pantry program.
Oh my gosh, $15,000.
We wrapped up donations earlier at 6:30, and this year's numbers, as you can see, are proof that every good gesture adds up. Your generous donations, as you can see here, helped raise more than $25,000, as well as thousands of pounds of food, toys, and school supplies for families in need this holiday season. Such an awesome day today for folks in the Big Bend.
If I can give back, I want to give back, and I'm able to. So we should all look out for each other.
This could put a smile on somebody's face, and we're just so blessed and fortunate to be able to spread that joy and spread that love.